Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'll be speaking today, and I'm representing HCL Tech. I have with me Jonas from Global, and today we will talk about the broadcast core and the centralized operation. This is like just a quick slide about who we are. So again, HCL Tech is basically a global company that we work with broadcasters, media companies. We help them modernize their workflows, automation, build mission critical systems for them. And we've been in this business for a really long time. We have so many media customers, and we work with different broadcasters across the US and also in Latin America. And we have different deployments on ATSC and also a couple of proof of concept on ISDBT. And we hope also to work on the TV3 in Brazil soon. Again, like we're globally distributed. We have AI capabilities. We have different telco solutions, different media and broadcast solutions. We're deployed in the US. We are running about 35 probably linear TV channels on the solution that we have. And this is just a quick review about the broadcast solution that basically we have concepted around 2019. And then it was commercially launched with two biggest broadcasters here in the US. And since then, we won the product of the year at NAB 23, 24, 25. Hopefully we will win it this year again. It's all about the broadcast core, centralization and automation. Again, the session is today about why the broadcasters are rethinking the operation. The reality, as we know it today, we have ATSC1, and we have ATSC3, and Brazil is no difference. They have the ISDBT, and just recently started to move into or building the TV3 TV stations, right? And so the reality is how the broadcasters will be able to manage the existing TV stations as well as the new rollout of the TV3 stations without increasing their cost of operation, with the concept of mind that they will have better cost control, better reliability, better SLAs, better monitoring and visibility. So that's the dual standards. And again, for example, here in the US, you have a simulcast obligation. So any TV3 station you turn on, you have to also simulcast with ATSC1. The rule until today, hopefully it will be changed soon, but it's like you have to do this simulcast for 5 years, right? So I turn ATSC1 now, I have ATSC1 and I turn ATSC3 now. I have to maintain both ATSC1 and ATSC3 for 5 years. And then as you add, so at some point of time, you'll have, if you have 100 TV stations with ATSC1, and then you add, start rolling into ATSC3. So all of a sudden you'll see like you have 150 or a couple of hundreds now TV stations that you have to manage, over maybe 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. And so that scalability will be a problem for the operational aspect of it. So I'll hand over to Jonas. He will help us to kind of relate this to an actual production deployment that they are working on.
Thank you, Artir. My name is Jonas. I'm the head of infrastructure and telco projects and products at Global. Global, we are a media tech company that we are the major broadcaster in Brazil. People in Brazil, 60% of the time when they're in their homes watching TV, they are watching free-to-air television, and we are supported by more than 123 affiliates to deliver this content, covering 99% of the population. And as a traditional broadcaster, we produce, deliver the content, and monetize it. 30% of the time they're consuming streaming services, and we have a lot of digital products. And Globoplay is the major one. Globoplay is the second biggest application for streaming in Brazil consumption, and 10% we have the attention focus on pay TV channels, and we deliver over 30 channels for more than 30 operators as well. And I'm going to share with you today some challenges that they are about the new standard of free-to-air television that was signed in the decree last year on August by our president. We were working along with the ATSC here and with the government, researchers, institutes during, I believe, 5 years, and the decree was already signed. And ATSC 3 in Brazil is similar but different from the one that's running in US, because on the physical layer we're going to use MIMO to do the transmission and TXID LDM. So we're going to have a high power, towers, but with MIMO antennas and not size antennas. We are also going to deliver 4K HDR 60 frames per second with immersive audio based on MPEG gauge. For video codecs, we are going to be based on VVC plus CVC. So there's some part of the technology that changes a lot. And of course, the technologies that on software needs to be developed new type of meters to support it. And thinking about the new model of operation that we are going to have on the free-to-air television, we thought in a broad way that we're going to have our national feed and create this concept of the broadcast as a service. And for this, we're going to integrate every signal into this network core to have more elasticity, more scalability, optimization of the resources and our operation along with our 123 affiliates. So basically, this core is going to have all the feeds encoded, packaged, and delivered to our CDN. Over there, there are the transmitters. This is going to broadcast to everyone. And of course, our CDN over the top to broadband and to each one. So this is the most important thing that we're going to have on the DTV Plus. That's the commercial name of our standard. The union form of broadcast and broadband, and leverage of new type of service like datacasting that we are running right now in our current standard, and we are collecting a lot of benefits from it. Going deep diving to decide this core, basically you're going to have a hybrid architecture. A part of it is going to be centralized. That's the main core. All the capabilities that everyone is going to need, it's going to be inside of it. And everything that's more local, that needs to be more customized to the users on the edge. You're going to have a core edge that's going to leverage on the size of the instance, the machines, and turn on and turn off services, whatever the business needs. So in a wider view, we're going to have the national feed that comes from the exhibition center, going to the main core that we're going to have encoder pool, transcode every type of media, and deliver this to the edge core that's going to do just what they need to do each time of the day and deliver this through the air and through broadband. And just one of the features that we're going to have is right now, because the 123 affiliates will have 24/7 playouts, turn it on, operators, encoders, and so on. But 20 hours per day, they are basically following the national feed. So basically, we have the network feed, and every affiliate is with the same content. So they have this one, and then they have some local ads. Then they go back to the network feed. Then they have some more local ads. And then they are going to have their local feeds. So that's when they really need a playout encoder and so on. So the new standard is based on streaming protocols. So we are going to be using some part of it to use the staging process that we get the network feed for the corpsman. We have all the planning of what ads are being put on air, transcoded, stitch it, during the streaming, and that's it. That's the replacement without any need of using playouts encoder 20 hours per day. And when they really need, that's 4 hours per day, we turn on the graphics, the playout, the time delay, wherever it's going to be used as a broadcast as a service model.
Thank you, Jonas. So I don't know, like if you notice, or if we have any people here from operation team for the broadcasters. I mean, can you imagine doing all what Jonas was talking about without automation or orchestration? It will be a nightmare, right? I mean, times 100 station, 200 stations, and the concept that Globo is talking about here is very, very interesting. They will be the broadcasters of the broadcasters, right? So they will be the broadcast as a service offering. So why the affiliates will have to invest in capex, repeat it for each and every station, where Globo can do that for them and then just lease that or basically use that as on-demand services, right? And so again, the vision here is very clear: is that we have the central core from where you'll do all the automation processes, provisioning the stack of the affiliate, for example, of the light edge, as Jonas mentioned, on demand when needed, and then turn it down when it is not needed, right? So again, saving costs for the affiliates, and also generating money and revenue, basically for the broadcast as a service kind of approach. So again, centralized core with shared capabilities, right? And then lightweight edge for which is closer to the affiliates. Remote operation, so every basically editing, stitching, graphics, all that will be available in the cloud as and when needed, and then broadcast as a service mindset, right? What the broadcast core enables in a practice, and again, orchestration, automation, configuration, observability, telemetry, financial operations, failover, disaster recovery, all that, you get it in the cloud, resiliency, right? All that stuff. And then it's on-demand activation. So basically, you're not paying for the services 24/7. You just provision the type or of the media that requires. Basically, you do a play out. So you have a schedule of the play out. You play the play out content, and then you just tear it down. Again, the idea is one operational framework across the fleet. And again, maybe Jonas here will walk us through an actual application of it.
And to make this happen, basically, we need an orchestration layer that's going to connect everything. So this orchestration layer for our infrastructure, we're going to need to understand what is the planning of the content that we are doing, all the automation process in the playout, the ad manager to understand what ads to which public, to which site we will need to deliver, and a new layer that we are developing right now. It's the experience management system that we're going to show you some examples of what we are doing. And inside this orchestration layer that we're developing along HCL, basically the main need for it is the broadcast as a services and pay-as-you-go model for the affiliates, concentrate all the media-centric in their centric vision, and has a lot of the capabilities to encode any type of content anywhere, anytime that we need, integrated with every system that we have inside Globo, and also offer observability and using AI automations to have a more autonomous operation and have a lot of users looking to a lot of monitors with a lot of data and doesn't knowing what to do when things go wrong. And of course, leaves a synchronized video, audio, and experience to each user, to each site. And this is just some screens of what we are doing together. These have a view from the preparation of the media to the reception, billing, to charge and give visibility to anyone of what they're using, all the transmission sites along Brazil that we are starting to deliver now. On June, we are going to deliver 4 transmission sites, and next year, 2 more, 4. And then the visibility of what's going on the planning of the media. And this is some samples, for instance, that we have. They're going to have on experience during along with the audio and the video. We can see the statistics of the game that is going to be offered broadband 100%. And we can leverage on triggering with scoring markers on some through broadcast, and have all these 2 models to give more experience to the the user. So here is Brazil against Senegal. Wish that during the World Cup Brazil wins. So let's cheer for it. Here we can see a replay that for highlights of a goal of attempted. On the right side is broadband, on the left side is broadcast. And we can have a poll of the MVP of the match and so on. Next one is immersive sound with Carnival. You can hear everything, the commentators, the drums, the singers. Here we have just the school running the Carnival without the commentators. Right now, just the singers, and then the drums. The drums in Carnival, you really feel the experience inside your home of what's going on the greatest show on earth that happens at Marquês de Sapucaí. So it's really a good experience that is being running right now in the current standard, and then we're going to leverage and expand this on the new models. And of course, we needed to monetize, so T-commerce based with context of what's going on the media. There are some pots that's a common show during the morning that they're cooking and so on. So in this sample, you can go to the cart, the shopping cart with a QR code, but you also can transact everything just one click with our global ID. We already have all the payment information so on and the address, and you can deliver this right away. Thanks, Jonas.
Well, I'm sure like everyone here probably will be rooting for Brazil this year. Good luck. And so again, just to summarize the operational outcomes, it's again unified visibility across. Actually, with Global's vision, it's not only the two standards, ATSC1 and ATSC3, or SDVT and TB3, but also he talked about the OTT. So that's another player, right? So again, if you can unify and you can consolidate all your media functions in a central location, be it on-prem cloud or public cloud, whatever, right? The idea is that as much as possible, you can consolidate the media functions, for example, the transcoding. And so basically you have one input to your encoders and transcoders. From that, you will be able to generate different, I would say, workflow, right? Because you will have a workflow for, say, ATSC1, and then another workflow for ATSC3, and another workflow for OTT. And basically, you have different pipeline, and you have service intent based, and so you define your intents, and then you just map those two different pipelines, right? Fewer manual interventions, as we saw with the orchestration, right? So basically, you will be able to automate, orchestrate, and with almost zero touch, because now you don't need to log into each and every device and manually configure it, right? It's template based, it's orchestrated, so you have basically profiles for the transcoding. It's being tested, validated by the engineering team, and now released for operation team to use them, right? Faster rollout, of course, because now you can, especially here in the US, we can also do not only linear TV, right? We can do data casting, CDN offload, application, eGPS, private service like BPS, and so on and so forth. And so basically you'll be able to select a bunch of TV stations, and then you just roll out that service to all of them, right? Versus like you have to schedule this with each and every engineering team for the TV station, and then do it. Improved reliability as well, and then of course better cost per station control in this way. And so basically to the broadcasters take it kind of a step by step. The first step is basically improve the visibility across their network, do the standardization as much as possible across their different workflows, and then reduce the variable differences between their stations as much as possible, and then build incrementally over time.
And just a quick vision of what's coming on. We developed this all based for the DTV Plus standard, but we thought, okay, we have a lot of things here inside the Global's headquarters, and a lot of solutions that are already successful, like the Global CDN. We have Global Cache Appliance that we call GCA over 300 POPs all across Brazil. And these are machines that already being running inside an affiliate. We're going to have this core edge. We already have the current standard. We have the transport of the signals to deliver this to pay TV. So there's split solutions to each type of delivery. And basically, we would like to implement the vision of the global edge that I can unify the CDN, the free-to-air TV, the streaming, the monetization process, AI, whatever we need as a capability on the edge to offer this to be more next to the user, to the consumer. And then I have a big infrastructure, more located next to the user, and can leverage on orchestration, the services, and then automation and operation. It has all these applications just in the top level of the infrastructure, connected with our platform, has public cloud as a DR, and overflow the workload, and we have on the global headquarters all the main capabilities.
Thanks, Jonas. Yeah, so again, just to summarize the session, again, this dual operation universe, ATSC1, in the US is not going away anytime soon, right? So we have to live with that. And then also we're rolling out ATSC3. So now we have to have a better way of managing both stack. And then on top of that, as Globo's vision here is, on top of that, you have an OTT. So you have an OTA and OTT. And then the urgent problem is, of course, rising OPEX, engineering burnout, basically the scalability of the stations, visibility of the what's going on each and every station. And of course, the solution is to have an orchestration layer, centralized core that manage and orchestrate and automate all the provisioning, deprovisioning, management of the services across all your TV station. And so we move from station by station operation to a fleet station operation. If you guys have any questions, we're ready. Again, this is like just our emails if you want to contact us. And we are on the central hall, so we can show you some demos. And we are in 1655 at the ATSC booth. No questions? All good? Okay. Thank you.